You just mentioned a very personal moment about your father and you writing your first short story. Could you take us back to another moment in your life? Because something that I see Sri Lanka, because of the way our society is structured, we see art as something that's almost an addition. It's not, it's something that's
It's a
external.
hobby.
It's
It's a
kind of
sort
a
of,
hobby, exactly. It's not something that's taken seriously.
yeah.
But I want people to perhaps accept or understand that, there's something integral to the human experience about art. Being able to enjoy art, that's a very human thing. It doesn't happen everywhere else. Can you take us back to another moment in your life when, whether it was a movie, a book, a song, where you engaged with a piece of art? And if you could tell our audience what or how it made me feel. Like, for example, I remember watching The Shawshank Redemption, and the final scene of that movie, it panned out and you see two small figures and hugging and everything that's gone past in the movie. It gives you that it really is a redemptive story. Can you give us something? I know I might be putting you on the spot a little bit.
You are.
But just something, even something really modern, just to give our audience an idea of what art can, because art can really bring something out from deep within a person, can
I
it
am
not?
sad to say, to have to admit, and it says a lot for you that you're able to get me to say this, that till the age of 42, I don't think there was any redemptive moment in art. Remember, I was a science geek.
Right.
My A levels of pure maths, applied maths, physics, and I did English as a joke. In 1 year, I did English A level as a joke.
You probably didn't take the English department very seriously, did you?
No, I didn't. I didn't. There was plays on the syllabus, Death of a Salesman, which I never bothered to read.
Right.
I read a few things because in 1 year you can't do everything, and just went for it. But so as for redemptive moments in art, I don't think there were any. I'll give you another example. From Oxford, I used to go all the time to Italy for the quite simple reason that my best friend was teaching English out there.
Right.
He was at Oxford himself. He chucked up, went off.
Right.
So I'd go and visit him every 3 months for the holidays. And Sri Lankans didn't need visas those days to
Okay,
Italy.
brilliant.
So that was another reason why I went. So I lived in Tuscany among
Wow.
some of the most beautiful architecture in the world. Did I appreciate any of it? No, I was too drunk most of the time. So very sadly, for me, those redemptive moments came much later.
Right.
Do you know, when I visited the Taj Mahal with my wife and I saw this thing and I thought, oh my God, no picture does it justice. You know, when it's just floating there. So those things came later, not in my young life.
I mean, I suppose the problem for Sri Lankans in terms of getting our artistic expression out is that there's so many economic barriers, right? So where would a young artist, a writer, filmmaker, where would they go in Sri Lanka to secure finance, to learn a little more? I mean, could you give them some sort of idea, or is it just so ad hoc still that you just have to get very lucky to get into the space?
I think you have to be lucky. It is still very ad hoc. And I really mean this. Shame on you financiers, you know, because they are the people who need to recognize. You see, I mean, when you think of Sri Lankan art, it was amazingly beautiful. Look at the frescoes in Sigiriya. Just think how much we've lost along the way. How many frescoes, how many wall paintings, whatever, we've lost because of our climate along the way. Okay, now all this kind of stops with Kandyan art. And there's a reason for that, because up till then, the kings patronized the arts. Nowadays, where are the kings? We don't have anyone who patronizes the arts. If you think of any government department of the arts, it is staffed by people who are there for life, who are not artists. They're just, it's a cushy number. So till the commercial enterprises, banks, shipping companies, all those big conglomerates, till they decide that we're going to put aside this much for art, it won't happen. Now, even with this festival, we were really lucky. HSBC came on board straight away, do you know? And that was marvelous. It would not have been possible otherwise. So for a young person, sorry, it's a long answer.
No, please.
For a young person, I think you've got to get yourself a day job. You can't say, I'm going to separate the two out. Get yourself a day job, earn some money, and reserve some hours of your life at the weekends to writing or painting or whatever you want to do.